Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kritika and you're watching Kritika Mathur Astrology channel. So today's video is going to be about the transit of Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. And as we all know, Saturn transits in a particular zodiac sign for 2 years. And the effect of Saturn is going to be seen in those 2 years heavily on the sign of Aquarius. So if your ascendant is Aquarius or Lagna is Aquarius, you should watch this video as per that. If you have a moon sign Aquarius, that means if your moon is in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, then again you should watch this video as per your moon sign. Whichever zodiac sign your moon is present, that becomes your moon sign, and you should watch this video as per ascendant as well as moon sign. If it's your moon sign, that means your Sati is at the peak and you will get the maximum results of this transit. If your dashas also support, then the effects of this transit will multiply to double or even triple effect. So first of all, let's try and understand the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius zodiac sign is the natural Kal Purush 11th house. It represents your friends, network circle, the people that you work with, the friends that you have, professional and personal both, but professional more. And at the same time, it is the house of your growth, ambitions, desires, your achievements, your dreams. It also is a Rashi of doing things for people, humanitarian work, large group of companies, NGOs, and it basically is a Rashi, is a zodiac that takes care of everyone. So at one time it talks about my ambition, my goals, my desires. But at the same time, it also talks about humanitarian work. It also talks about taking everyone with you in your journey. So it is a sign co-ruled by Rahu, which is a Bhoga Karka, and that is why we see so much of materialistic plans and desires that are there in the sign of Aquarius. But at the same time, Aquarius is also ruled by the planet Saturn, which is a more grounded, practical, rigid, determined, and sacrificing, dedicated planet. And that is why we see that this zodiac has effects of both the selfish one and the humanitarian one. And when Saturn transits in Aquarius, it is its own Rashi, but it's more of a workplace. Saturn feels at work mode. Saturn was in Capricorn before, and that was more of its home. So Saturn could relax, sit back, enjoy, need not do anything. But in the sign of Aquarius, it feels the need to do something, to perform something, to do something for the society, to do something for themselves. And Saturn going in the sign of Aquarius, which is a planet of practicality. It is about dedication, responsibility, organization. It's about structuring things. It's about being mature and serious. It's a mature planet. It's a very dry and cold planet. Saturn, if you see physiologically, if you see astronomically also, it is a very cold area. It is a cold planet. It is a dry planet, and it takes the maximum amount of time to revolve. So the transit stays for 2 years. It's a very slow planet. It's an old planet. It represents an old man. So such kind of a planet moving to the sign of Aquarius will mean that it's going to bring in first some seriousness and maturity in your network circles. It will help you screen out the people that you choose to be with. In other words, you may look at your phone book again, and you might filter the phone book. Another thing, it's going to bring more maturity, seriousness, and dedication in your dreams, ambitions, and desires. Your dreams and ambitions will become more grounded, will become more stable, will become more mature, and you will bring those to reality. You will not be talking in the air. For example, if your dream is to travel in a particular place, you will start working towards that. You will get your passport, you will get your finances done, you will make plans, you will organize your trip. And thirdly, Saturn will bring more responsibility and maturity towards the humanitarian work, towards other people, working for other. At world prediction, if we look at the world prediction, we will see people being more helpful towards other, being always available for other people. At the same time, we will see that people will also try and help other people, will be there. One of the nakshatra is Shatabhishak in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, which is about healing. It's about hospitals, it's about doctors and nurses. So you will see people helping each other out, lot of pharmacies and hospitals coming up. And you will see some, the people who are at at a height, people who are politicians, administrators, IAS, IPS officers, or people who are at big bosses at multinational companies will come down, and those who are at the bottom will go up, because Rahu is in the sign of Aries and Jupiter also will be in the sign of Aries starting from the end of April. So the authority will suddenly fall down, and the people who are minorities are now going to go up. All of these things we can see worldwide. Network circles, Aquarius, and humanitarian works and dreams and desires, these things. So naturally it's a very good time, because Saturn is going in its own sign and he wants to work over there, wants to improve things over there. At the same time, it's going to bring a lot of luck to that house, because it's its own house, right? Nobody wants to hurt their own house. So now let's talk about the ascendant. Make sure to watch this video by your moon sign as well as your sun, as well as your ascendant, which is your lagna. If you do not know what is your ascendant, then you can put down your place, time, date of birth and full name in the comment section. I'll get back to you informing what your ascendant is, and then you can watch this video according to that. Let's start with Aries. For the Aries ascendant, this transit will be in your 11th house. So you're going to filter and screen out the network circles that you are in. See, Saturn always brings a kind of learning. So you will learn who is your well-wisher and supporter and who is not. This learning will come the hard way, because Saturn is a slow, dry planet. It's going to make you work, it's going to make you put in effort, it's going to make you be more patient. It will test your patience. So that is why you will know who your friend is, but with a lot of waiting, with a lot of tests. Maybe maybe someone comes and betrays you, who was your best friend, and that's how you come to know that no, this person was not my well-wisher. So you will come to know, but with hard lessons. Secondly, from that house, from the 11th house, it looks at your 11, 12 and first house. So first house is going to make you work towards yourself, your health, your looks. You will probably want to get a makeover done. You're going to grow your hair perhaps, or grow your beard, and you will work a lot towards yourself. You will have to work, because if you do not, then Saturn's going to make you sick, because Saturn wants to make you value your health. So it says that if you're not going to value your health, all right, I'm going to make you sick and you'll be on bed for 15 days, and then you will realize how important health is. Then it's going to look at your 5th house, and here if you're a student, if you're in a love relationship, if you are planning progeny, these are the major areas where you're going to feel the challenges of Saturn, and Saturn's going to make you learn about these things, how to plan, organize and be more responsible towards children, towards education, towards love relationships. If you're not organized, probably you'll have a breakup. If you're not organized, probably you'll not be able to conceive. So it teaches you these lessons, but with a tinge of hard work, challenge, frustration. Okay, from here it also looks at your, from 11 to looks at the 5th. So 5th is the 7th aspect, then 6th is the 8th, 9th and 10th. So it looks at your 8th house as well, right? It looks at the 8th house. So there it teaches you about the health, finances, insurances, up and down, constant up and down in your health, and you may develop some chronic illnesses as well. So you have to take care on that. You have to be very careful how you invest your money. You have to be very careful on how you deal with your in-laws. These are the areas where you have to work very hard. Until June, the times are very difficult in these areas which are mentioned, and after June, like from October, things are going to get much better into these areas, and you will reap benefits, huge benefits, because of its good transit. But Saturn, the nature of Saturn is that it's going to make you work hard, and then it's going to give you the results. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Taurus. Taurus ascendant is going to happen in your 10th house. So from here, first of all, Saturn teaches you some lessons. It will give you its good results because it's an own sign, but again, it's going to teach you some lessons. These lessons in the long run are very good for you, but in the short run, you will feel that frustrating. You will feel that, I have to do this. When will the result come? Why so much delay? This is the kind of feeling you're going to have. Now, Saturn is in your 10th house. First of all, it's going to make you very hurt towards your profession. You will have to do overtime. You will have to feel the heat. You will have to be compromising in your work. You might not be appreciated as much in the first 8 to 10 months of this year. And then later on, you will reap the benefits. From 10th, it looks at the 4th house. Land, property, real estate. Refrain from these areas. Do not get into these. Do not invest into these. Do not buy these. Do not sell these. It looks at also your 12th house. All your focus, effort, a lot of effort is going to go to travel. Foreign travel will happen. A lot of expenses will happen. You're going to feel that uncomfortable zone when you're in the foreign land. So Saturn makes you uncomfortable. How will it teach you to be independent? How will it teach you to manage your finances? The 12th house of expenses also. By separating you and giving you those harsh times, by taking you away in another foreign country where the currency is completely different, and then you realize, oh, this is how I'm supposed to save. This is how I'm supposed to survive when nobody is with me, when nobody speaks the same language as me, when nobody uses the same currency as me. I'm alone. 12th houses of asylum, 12th houses of land which is far, far away. So you will feel lonely. You might feel depressed based on the condition of your moon. If moon is in the 10th house also, then the Saraswati is going on, then yes, this is your moon sign, then also, yeah, then yes. So these are some of the effects that you're going to face. And also from the 10th, it looks at your 7th. So a lot of challenges and compromises and responsibilities will have to go towards your marriage. Definitely marriage is seen, promotions are seen. So the good side is that somebody who's trying to get married can now get married. Somebody who's waiting for promotions can now get promotions. So until June, times are very difficult. And after June, so from until June, things are going to be tough and challenging. After the month of October, things will fall into place. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Gemini. For the Gemini ascendant, this transit is there in your 9th house, and first of all, your belief system, your values, your religious beliefs might change. Suddenly you may feel that there is no religion, there is nothing like God, there is nothing like astrology, there is no dharam, there is no karam, there is no, all the value systems that you've learned as a child might change. From the 9th house, it looks at your 11th house. So your earnings may be restricted. Maybe you get a salary deduction. Maybe there something happens where your earning reduces. You're not able to earn as much as you could in 2022. So coming times, this is how it will be. And your network circles will be more refined. You will filter your phone book. You will see who is really your friend and who is not. And probably that's why you'll have your value system change once you come to know about who's your friend, who's not your friend. Also, it looks at your 3rd house. Your siblings can have problem until next 2 years. And it also looks at the 6th house. So from the 9th, it looks at the 6th house. So competitions, if you're coming for any competitive exams, if you're going for any enemies, loans, diseases, these are the areas where you'll have to really put in your best foot forward. You see, you will get results. It's not like if you are appearing for any competitive exams, you'll not be able to clear it during this time. You will be able to clear it. In fact, this is a very good time to go for competitive exams. But the thing is, it will require that effort from you. So if you are thinking that I'm going to study for just 5 hours a day or 6 hours a day, and I'm going to try and crack UPSC exam, and let's see what happens, let's see how much luck favors me. Well, guess what? Saturn is then your luck house. It is there to favor you, so your luck is taken care of. But the nature of Saturn, the innate nature, is to make you work very hard. So until and unless you work hard for it, you will not be able to clear the exams. Luck is with you, but with effort. So fruits are there, definitely you will get the results and positive results, but you will have to work very hard towards it. And that is the style of Saturn. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Cancer. For Cancer ascendant, this transit of Saturn is in the 8th house. So from the 8th house, it looks at the 2nd house. So Saturn will teach you lessons which are related to finances, family, assets. So it is going to be the hard way. You might lose the money, somebody can come and cheat you, somebody can take away your money, you might have to move away from your family, your family might not support you in the decisions that you make, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. This is the way that Saturn teaches you. What does it teach you? How to take care of your family, how to take care of your finances, what should you have done so that you could have arranged more assets, what should you have said, the 2nd house of communication, what should you have said to the family in order for you to have better family relations. So these are the things that Saturn is going to teach you. Also, it's in the 8th house. You have to take care of your health. You have to take care of the investments that you make. You should avoid making any kind of investments until the October 2023. Until June, things are going to be very difficult. From June to October, things are going to be a little bit better and relaxed. After October, you're going to get all the benefits where you have put in the effort. Saturn from the 8th house will also look at the 5th house. So a lot of effort is going to go towards relationship, towards education, towards progeny. So if you're planning progeny, if you're a student, it will be very hard for you to focus onto exams or to study. So these are the areas where you're going to feel the heat, you're going to feel the pressure of Saturn. And if your moon sign, if you're a Cancerian moon sign, then it will be very difficult for you because you are going through the peak of Sadesati. So to avoid this, what you have to do is organize your work, plan and organize your work. Saturn is going to teach you to organize it. It can bring a change at your workplace. Okay, it can bring you a good big promotion, but you will have to work very hard for it. So this is the way Saturn teaches you. You will reap out the benefits and all the results and positive results, but you'll have to work really hard for them. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Leo. For Leo ascendant people, the transit is going to be in your 7th house. So we can see that first of all, your ideologies, value systems can change, the way you interact with the world can change, your father and mother's health both have to be taken care of. Try and not be involved in any kind of litigation, any kind of problem with the land, real estate. Do not invest into any kind of real estate, land or properties, because this is not the time for you to do so. Because Saturn from here, from the 7th house, it looks at the 9th house, it looks at the 4th house. So in the 9th house, your ideologies, your value systems can change. You might not feel so religious, you might not feel that there's something like astrology or something like you will lose faith. Sometimes it happens that you lose faith in God, you lose faith in the things. So this is what we can expect. And a lot of focus is going to go on to how you're going to build up the relationship, because a lot of failures in partnerships can happen, in relationships can happen, how you deal with the outer world, how you deal with the other people. And Saturn's way of teaching you is by giving you hardships. But if you perform well, if you put in the efforts, then you're going to have great partnerships, you're going to have great faith in religion, you will be a more composed and a more mature person. You'll come out as a more strong person, you're going to come out as a stronger person after the transit. So overall it's a good transit for your marriage, for the partnerships, but you will have to put in the effort, and that is when you're going to get the results. So until June things look very difficult. June to October it's a little bit better. After October 2023 things are going to be much better for you. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Virgo. For Virgo ascendant, the major transit, the Saturn transit, is happening in the 6th house. It's not that much of a problem as it is for the other ascendant. Saturn here is going to teach you to how to deal with the politics, competitions, debt, enemies, loans and diseases. So all of these things you're going to have to be very careful of in 2023 after January when Saturn transits. And it's also going to look at, from the third aspect, it's going to look at the 8th house. So 8th house, it will teach you how to be more organized about your finances, insurances. You can get inheritance from the family if you're very organized about it, if you put in the right effort for it. It's also looking at the 12th house, so expenses are going to definitely be there. It's also looking at your, from the 6th, it's looking at the 3rd house as well. So over there with the siblings can face problems for coming 2 years. But Virgo, you can see a job change, you can see some change at your workplace. Some routine is extremely important for you to follow, some kind of regime, some kind of fitness regime, some routine that you should know what time you wake up, you know what time you sleep. So some kind of routine is extremely important for you to follow, and I'm going to give you the remedies at the end, so stay tuned and watch this as per your ascendant and as per the moon sign. If your moon sign is Virgo, also it's not that bad of a transit. Saturn is going from the over the Aquarius sign from your moon sign of Virgo. So it's not that bad of a transit for you as it is for others. But yes, personal life, married life, all of this is going to suffer for you if you don't put in the right effort that's required. And after October 2023 things are going to be better. Until June things are tight, and June to October things are a little bit better. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Libra. For Libra ascendant people, what happens is you have this transit in your 5th house. So planning, progeny, education, love relationships, all of these take a back seat. A lot of challenges are there. If you're a student, if you're planning for progeny, you'll have to take a lot of care. You'll have to be really cautious, putting in a lot of effort over there if you're a Libra ascendant. And from here Saturn looks at the 11th house. So you will get your ambitions, you will get the desires, but it'll take double effort for you to get those. So Saturn has its own way of teaching. It try and teaches you good results. It helps you to learn the things, but the thing is it teaches you the hard way. That is the problem. So that is the style of Saturn, and because it tests your patience, it tests whether you actually want it or not. So yes, getting the desire is going to be difficult. From here it looks also at the 2nd house. So finances are going to be hit, and assets, finances, family relations, these are the areas where you have to put in a lot of effort. Of course Jupiter and Rahu are going to be in the sign of Aries. So marriage can also be, it's going to require a lot of effort, and spouse's health is also going to be a concern for you. So pay attention to these areas. Until June things are really difficult. June to October 2023 things are a little bit better, and after October things are going to be getting much better. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Scorpio. For Scorpio ascendant, the transit is majorly the Saturn transit is there in your 4th house. So for you, what happens is first of all, home, litigation, loans, diseases, competition, enemies, politics, office colleagues, all of these areas are hampered, and Saturn is telling you to focus and work towards these areas. Completely give your 100% onto solving these issues of life. Try not to get into any litigation, try not to get into any kind of diseases. You do have to take care of your diseases, you do have to take care of your health, go on for a regular checkups of the health and so on. Saturn from the 4th house looks at the 10th house. Rahu and Jupiter will also look at the 10th house. So the problem is you will have to work in a lot for your work. At the same time, colleagues, so due to colleagues you can face problems at your workplace. Also looks at the first house. You might want to get a makeover done, and you might want to grow your hair irrespective of your gender, and you will have to really work very hard on your health, because Saturn looks at the first and the sixth house. Both represent that you will have to work on towards your health, have to take care of your mother's health as well. But once you do, you will succeed. You can change up your job. There is a place change also which can be seen, so you do have to work hard in these areas in order to reap the best of the efforts from these areas. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, the transit is basically happening in your third house, and you will have a lot of courage. You will be all for it. You'll have a never say die attitude. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, because you sometimes there is a requirement for you to let go. But with this transit, you will hold on to the things, you will hold on to the courage, you will hold on to the grudges that you have against others, and you will not be able to let go. And that is where it can create problem. Otherwise, for Sagittarius, it's a good transit. You'll have a lot of courage. You're going to have, you might get into some hobbies, old hobbies from third house. Let's look at the fifth, it looks at the ninth, it looks at the 12th. So in relation to expenses, you're going to have a lot of expenses. Value systems can change. You have to take care also of your father's health here. You have to take care of the way you communicate, the words that you use. But overall, for Sagittarius ascendant, the transit is very good, and the only thing is you should know where you should stop putting the efforts, so that you don't overdo it. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Capricorn. For Capricorn ascendant, this transit is there in your second house. Lot of transformations are there for you. Family transformations. You can move to another location. You can separate from your family. You can move abroad. Family can face a lot of health related issues. From the second house, it looks at the 8th house, which means that you have to take care of your investments, sudden up and down, insurance policies. All these things have to be checked. From the second house, it also looks at the 4th house, again of the family. It looks at also the second house, also looks at the 11th house. So again, the earnings. So earnings, families, communication, these are the prime areas where Saturn will make you work hard, so that you reap the good effects of Saturn. So once you do, you can get good in finances. You will come out as a more mature person. You will have better wealth management. You will learn how to do these things, and that is what Saturn is trying to teach you here. Until June, things are going to be very difficult. June to October, things are going to be little bit better, and after October, things are going to be rewarding. Saturn is going in its own Rashi, in its own zodiac, so it's not going to harm you, but it will give you these things once you put in the right kind of effort, which is a lot of effort in the case of Saturn. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Aquarius. For Aquarius ascendant, this transit is right on the first house. That is, Saturn is moving to the sign of first house. So here, it's going to change your look, irrespective of your gender. You're going to grow your beard and your hair. If you're a man, you're going to grow your beard, and it's going to teach you a lot of lessons. This year is going to be a learning year. If it's a moon sign Aquarius, then it's the peak of Sarasati, and you're going to feel some kind of pressure to perform. There is some duty which has to be done, some responsibilities are there which need to be performed. Saturn from here looks at the third house, and here it's going to teach you how to communicate in an effective way. It can make you a lot aggressive, it can make you very impulsive, and you will be completely like action oriented because of Rahu being in the third house. Jupiter is also there, but since Jupiter is going to move from April, end of April, that's why the blessing is going to come a little later. So you're going to be very aggressive with the communication. You can fight with a lot of people. You will rash when you drive, and with your siblings, a lot of problems and health problems and personal problems can also happen. Your relationship with the sibling can also be suffered, especially if it's a younger sibling. And Saturn here looks at the 10th house. You're going to have going to be working very hard at your workplace, at your career. So nothing is to be initiated until October 2023. Things are very difficult until June to October. Things are going to be a little bit settled down, and after October things will be very good. And if you have put in the effort since January to October, then you will be able to reap the results from October, because it's going to make you a more mature person. And by this way you will avoid a lot of fights at your workplace, in your family, by controlling the aggression that Saturn is going to teach you. But definitely a lot of effort goes over there on your style of communication, and it's also written and verbal. So the kind of emails that you write, the kind of messages that you put, all these things will have to be double checked. Make sure that you're polite, you're not fighting. A lot of effort will have to go towards marriage. Marriage can happen for the people who are looking for marriage, for some kind of union. New partnerships can also come out, so that's a very good news in 2023. Coming to the next ascendant, which is Pisces. For Pisces ascendant, this transit is in your 12th house. So Saturn over here definitely disturbs your sleep. Saturn will make you do a lot of unnecessary expenses, for you to realize how important it is to manage your expenses and how to do the wealth management. Because Saturn's way of teaching is that it's going to give you good lessons which are good for longer run, but in shorter run it's going to make you feel very frustrated, and you're going to be like, why it's happening to me. Especially this is happening in the 12th house, so it can be associated with your past experiences, emotions, a lot of sorrows that will come back. Things that you have forgotten will come back into the picture. From 12th house it looks at the 6th house, so competitions, diseases, enemies, debts, all these areas of your life will be heightened. So you will be facing a lot of challenges at the time of competition. So if you are giving any competitive exams, then you might face problems over there. Lot of work. See, it's not like it's not going to happen. It's a great time to go for competitive exams, but you'll have to put in a lot of effort. So when you put 100% effort, then you get, like, if your Saturn is well placed in your birth chart, then you might get 40% results. So that's how this transit will work out for you. And from 12th house it also looks at your 9th house, so some kind of belief systems change in your beliefs can also happen. You might stop believing that it's something like God, or you'll stop believing in the superpowers, you'll stop believing in astrology and all. Sometimes these things happen. You have to be stronger, you'll have to revive those things. Read about Indian sculptures, Vedas, so that you are up to date, so that you don't question them, you don't doubt them, you maintain your faith into these things. And for that you will have to put in the effort. So when I say put in the effort in all these areas, in competitiveness, in value system, in expenses, in sleep, in diseases, debts, when I say effort, I mean organization, bringing practicality into it, bringing reality into it, organizing these things. Organizing how you're going to pay debt, organizing where you're going to put in expense, organizing what routine you will follow so that you don't have health related issues, organizing your value system, organizing and structuring the way you think, your thinking pattern, the way you sleep, your subconscious mind. You have to focus on what you watch, you have to focus on what you listen, you have to focus on what you speak. Be more mindful. And your value system, of course, you have to read about sculptures, you have to be well versed about, you have to keep on giving this faith the strength that it needs with Saturn's aspect. And that's all from my side for all the 12 ascendant. I am going to give you 2 main remedies now, and thank you for sticking till the end. For those who did, and they will get this special gift of Saturn, because Saturn teaches you patience, and that is what here you go here to reap the results. So first remedy is the mantra jap, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. This is the mantra. This mantra should be done every day, and it's going to turn the negative effects of Saturn to positive effects of Saturn. The second remedy, try and donate things on Saturdays. Depending on where your Saturn, if it's in the Venusian sign, if it's in Taurus, you can donate money. If it's in Libra, you can donate clothes. If it's in Mercurian sign, if it's in Gemini, try and giving out free advices to people. If it's in Virgo, donate some medicines, help out poor people, minorities. If it's in Jupiterian sign, if it's in Pisces, natural donations of leathers, of bags, of black dal. If it's in Sagittarius, do some seva in Gurudwara, do some seva in any religious, in mosque or temple, wash the stairs, clean the temple, for example, do the shoe seva. This is a very, very good remedy for Saturn, because there is nothing that you get in return. It's a very selfless act. If it's in so these are the kind of donations, depending on whichever sign it's in. If it's in Aries, if it's in Scorpio, then do some donations for the army people. If it's in Scorpio, then do some donation in the cremation ground. You have to give some donations over there. So depending on which sign it's in, it will help you realize. If it's in Cancer, you can donate food items, you can donate liquid, donate water to people. Piao, you can get a piao and put a tap for someone in neighborhood to drink. So it depends, of course, on your chart, but some kind of donations need to be made. Again, if you do not know your ascendant, please put your place, time, date of birth in the comment section. I'll get back to you informing what your ascendant is. And if you do not know your moon sign also, I can tell you about that, but I will need your birth details, so you can put them down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't already subscribed. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. And you can give me more ideas, you can give me any suggestions, any feedback that you get from my video, what you want me to change, what you want me to bring to this forum, how more can I connect with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.